Hey there. Welcome back to Lantern Lane Lullabies. I'm Tyler James, and tonight I'm taking you somewhere really special. Somewhere you've maybe dreamed about but never quite found. A secret garden that only reveals itself under moonlight, where gentle rain falls like whispered promises, and every breath you take feels a little easier than the last. You're safe here. There's no rush, no place you need to be, nothing pulling at your attention, just you and this quiet, hidden world that's been waiting for you all along. So go ahead and settle in. Let your shoulders drop. Maybe close your eyes if that feels right. We're going to walk together through a garden that exists outside of time, where ancient flowers bloom in the softest light, and the rain that falls isn't cold or heavy. It's warm, gentle, like the kindest touch you've ever felt. This isn't just a story. It's an experience, a journey into deep, restorative rest. And all you have to do is listen and let yourself drift. Take a moment right now, just a soft, easy moment, and notice how you're feeling. Notice the weight of your body wherever you're resting. Notice the temperature of the air around you. Notice the rhythm of your breath, in and out, in and out, steady and sure. There's nowhere else you need to be right now. No emails to answer, no tasks to complete, no one expecting anything from you for the next few hours. This time is yours. This peace is yours. This rest is yours. And the garden is waiting. It's been waiting for you. Not impatiently, not urgently, just waiting. The way the earth waits for rain. The way the night waits for stars, with a quiet certainty that you'll arrive exactly when you're meant to. So let's begin. Let's step away from the noise and the light and the endless motion of the day. Let's find that hidden gate, that secret entrance, that doorway into a world where time moves differently, where rest isn't something you have to earn. It's something you're simply allowed to have. The garden is calling. Let's go find it together. You're standing at the edge of a forest, but not the kind you'd find on any map. This forest is older than memory, quieter than silence itself. The air here is different, cool but not cold, fresh but heavy with the scent of growing things, moss and damp earth and night-blooming jasmine, all of it mixing together into something that smells like peace, like possibility, like coming home to a place you've never been. There's a soft, silvery glow filtering through the trees ahead. Not harsh, not bright, just present. Like the moon has decided to walk on the ground for a while, spreading its light in pools and patches that make everything glow from within. You take a step forward, and the ground beneath your feet is softer than anything you felt in a long time. It's carpeted with layers and layers of fallen leaves. Oak and maple and trees whose names you don't know, but whose leaves feel like silk under your feet. They don't crunch. They don't snap. They just kinda cushion each step. It's like walking on clouds, like the earth itself has decided to be gentle with you tonight. Real gentle, real easy. You take another step, and another, and with each one, you feel a little bit of the day falling away. The stress, the tension, the tightness in your chest that you didn't even realize was there until just now. It's all loosening, softening, like knots coming undone, without you even having to try. As you move deeper into the forest, you start to notice something, a faint sound, At first, you think it might be the wind moving through the branches overhead, but no, it's softer than that, more delicate. It's rain, a light drizzle, so gentle it feels like it's not even falling so much as it's just appearing, like the air itself is turning into tiny drops of water that float down from somewhere far above. Each drop is cool when it touches your skin, not cold, not uncomfortable, just refreshing, like the Earth's way of saying hello, of welcoming you, of reminding you that you're alive, you're here, and everything is okay. You keep walking. The trees grow closer together here, their trunks thick and ancient, their bark rough with age. Some of them are so old that moss has grown up their sides, creating patterns that look almost like art, like nature's been painting here for centuries, and these trees are the canvas. The rain is a little steadier now. You can hear it landing on the leaves overhead. A soft, rhythmic sound. Tap, tap, tap. It's not random, it's not chaotic. It has a pattern, a pulse, like the forest itself has a heartbeat, and you're walking in time with it. And then you see it. Up ahead, tucked between two massive oak trees, there's a gate. You almost miss it at first because it's so perfectly placed, so naturally integrated into the landscape that it looks like it's always been there, like it grew out of the earth the same way the trees did. The gate is wrought iron, but not the heavy industrial kind. This iron is delicate, intricate. Someone spent time on this. Care. Each curve and spiral and flourish is intentional, beautiful, and covering the gate, winding through its bars and along its edges are vines. Living vines with deep green leaves that seem to glow faintly in the moonlight. And the flowers. Oh, the flowers. Little white blooms. Hundreds of them, maybe thousands, all clustered along the vines. Night blooming jasmine. Their scent reaches you before you even get close to the gate, and it's almost overwhelming in the best possible way. Sweet, but not cloying. Calming, but not sedating. Is the kind of scent that makes you want to just stop, breathe, stay a while. You walk up to the gate slowly. There's no hurry. The gate isn't going anywhere. Neither are you. When you reach it, you reach out. Your fingers brushing against the cool metal. It's smooth under your touch. Worn by years of rain and wind, and who knows how many hands have touched it before yours. And it's wet from the rain. Not soaking, just damp, cool, real. You wrap your fingers around one of the bars, and you feel it. A vibration. So faint you almost think you're imagining it. But no, it's there. Like the gate itself is humming, like it's alive in some way you don't quite understand, but don't need to. And then, without any effort from you, the gate swings open. No creak, no groan, no resistance. It just opens, smooth and silent, like it's been oiled 1,000 times, like it's been waiting for you, just for you. And now that you're here, it's ready to let you in. Beyond the gate, there's a garden, but calling it a garden feels too small, too simple. This is something else, something more. The moonlight here doesn't just fall, it pours, it pools, it collects in the pathways and on the petals of flowers and in the still water of fountains you can't quite see yet, but you know are there. Everything glows. The stones, the plants, even the air seems to shimmer with this soft, silvery blue light that makes the whole world feel like a dream. But you're not dreaming. You're awake. You're here. And this is real. You take a breath, and the air tastes like jasmine and rain and something else. Something you can't quite name, but that feels like safety, like home, like the feeling you get when you finally let yourself rest after a long, long day. You step through the gate, and the exact moment your foot crosses that threshold, the world behind you fades. It doesn't disappear. It doesn't vanish in some dramatic way. It just softens, gets quieter, becomes less important. All the noise, all the worries, all the things you were carrying, they just kind of dissolve like sugar in warm water, gone, like they were never there. And now it's just you in the garden. The gate closes behind you. You don't hear it. You don't see it, but you feel it. That sense of finality, of arrival, of being exactly where you're supposed to be. The rain is falling a little steadier now. Not enough to soak you, just enough to kiss your skin with cool, gentle drops. Each one feels like a tiny blessing, a little reminder. You're here. You're safe. Everything is exactly as it should be. You look down at your feet. The path ahead of you glows softly. Not bright, just present, visible, welcoming. It's made of smooth, pale stones that look like they've been polished by centuries of rain, and they're warm under your feet. Not hot, just warm. Like they've been soaking up moonlight all night, and now they're giving it back to you, sharing it, making sure you can see where you're going. To your left, there's a bed of flowers you've never seen before. Their petals are translucent, almost glass-like. When the rain hits them, they shimmer. They glow. Little drops of water cling to their edges, catching the moonlight and turning into tiny prisms that scatter. Rainbow colors so faint you almost can't see them. But they're there. Delicate. Beautiful. Perfect. You don't know what these flowers are called. Maybe they don't have a name. Maybe they only grow here, in this garden, under this moon. But they're beautiful. The kind of beautiful that doesn't demand attention. The kind that just exists. Quietly, confidently, content to be seen or unseen, admired or ignored. They just are. And somehow, that makes them even more beautiful. To your right, there's a small fountain. It's simple, elegant, made of the same pale stone as the path. The water inside isn't moving. It's perfectly still, like glass, like a mirror. And in that stillness, you can see the reflection of the moon above. Big, full, so bright it almost looks unreal, like someone painted it onto the sky. And in the water, it looks even brighter, like it's not just reflected, like it's been captured, held, preserved in this perfect, still moment. You walk closer to the fountain. Your footsteps are silent. The only sound is the rain, soft and constant, and your own breathing. In, out, in, out. Steady, easy. When you reach the fountain, you notice something. The water. It's not cold. You reach out, letting your fingers dip below the surface, and it's warm. Not hot. Not uncomfortable. Just warm. Like bath water that's been sitting for a while. Like a gentle hug in liquid form. You let your hand rest there for a moment. Palm down, fingers spread, and you feel the warmth spreading up your wrist, up your arm, into your shoulder, across your chest, through your whole body. It's like the water is sharing something with you. Heat, comfort, peace. You close your eyes and just feel it. This moment, this place, this strange, beautiful, impossible garden that somehow feels more real than anything you've experienced in a long time. and you realize something. The garden is welcoming you. Not with words, not with signs, just with this. The warmth of the water, the softness of the rain, the glow of the stones beneath your feet. It's all saying the same thing. You're home now. You can rest. And for the first time in a long time, maybe the first time in forever, you believe it. You stand there by the fountain for a while. How long, you don't know. Time feels different here. Slower, kinder, like it's not measuring anything, not counting down, not rushing you forward. It's just there, present, patient, waiting for you to be ready to move on. You listen to the rain. You feel the warmth of the water. You breathe in the jasmine, and something inside you starts to unwind, like a knot you didn't even know was there is slowly, gently coming undone, thread by thread, breath by breath. Your shoulders drop, your jaw unclenches, your hands, which have been curled into loose fists, open. Relax, let go. You're not in a hurry. There's nowhere else you need to be. The garden will wait for you. It's been waiting this long after all. Days, months, years, maybe forever. So you can take your time. You can let each breath come a little slower, a little deeper. You can let yourself just be. And when you're ready, when you feel that gentle pull to keep moving, that quiet knowing that there's more to see, more to feel, more to experience, you step away from the fountain. Your hand slips out of the water. Cool air touches your wet skin, and you smile because you know this is just the beginning. You turn back to the path. It glows softly ahead of you, winding through the garden like a ribbon of light, and you follow it. One step, then another. Slow, easy, no rush. The rain follows you, always light, always kind, falling on your shoulders, your head, your hands. Each drop a tiny reminder. You're here. You're safe. You're exactly where you need to be. And the garden unfolds before you like a secret you're finally allowed to know. Like a story that's been waiting to be told. Like a gift that's been wrapped and saved and kept just for you. The path curves gently to the right, a slow, easy bend that feels natural, unhurried. Like the garden itself decided long ago that there was no reason to move in straight lines, no reason to rush from one place to another. Better to meander, to wander, to take the long way and enjoy the journey. As you follow the curve, you notice how the trees here lean in close. Their branches form a natural canopy overhead, not solid, not blocking the sky completely, but creating this filtered effect where the moonlight comes through in patches and beams. It's like walking through liquid silver, like the light has weight and texture, and you can almost feel it brushing against your skin. The leaves are broad here, soft. When the rain hits them, it makes this quiet, rhythmic sound that's almost musical. Tap, tap, tap. Like a lullaby played on 100 tiny drums. Like the forest is singing you a song that has no words but doesn't need them. The melody is in the rhythm. The meaning is in the sound itself. You keep walking, your footsteps silent on the glowing path, and after a minute, or maybe 5, or maybe 20, time really doesn't mean much here. The path splits into 2. Both ways look inviting. Both glow with that same soft, silvery light. Both disappear into the garden, winding away through trees and flowers and shadows, and for a moment, you hesitate. Not because you're worried about choosing wrong, but because you're curious, wondering what's down each path, what secrets they hold, what wonders they might reveal. But then you feel it, that pull, that quiet knowing, the same feeling that brought you to the gate in the first place. And it's telling you, gently, without words, to go left. So you turn left, and immediately the path feels different, narrower, more intimate, like it was made for one person at a time, like it's a secret the garden is sharing with you and you alone. The flowers grow closer to the edges here, so close that their petals brush against your legs as you pass. They're cool to the touch, soft, velvety, and when they make contact with your skin, they leave behind this faint, shimmering residue. Not sticky, not wet, just there. A trace, a mark, like the garden is claiming you, marking you as one of its own. And the residue glows, faintly, so faintly you almost don't notice at first, but it's there. On your legs, your hands, anywhere the flowers have touched. You're glowing now, just a little, like you're carrying a piece of the garden's light with you, like you've been blessed by something ancient and kind. You keep walking. The path winds deeper into the garden, and ahead, you start to see them. Stone lanterns, old ones, ancient even, lining the path on both sides, spaced maybe 10 feet apart. They're covered in moss and lichen, their surfaces weathered by time and rain and countless seasons. The stone is cracked in places, worn smooth in others. They look like they've been here forever, like they grew out of the ground the same way the trees did. But inside each one, there's a light, soft, golden, not a flame, something gentler, something that doesn't flicker or dance, but just glows, steady, constant, like captured starlight, or maybe moonlight, condensed and concentrated into something you can almost reach out and touch. You stop in front of one of the lanterns, lean in close, and you stare at the light inside. It pulses, just barely, so subtly you almost don't notice. But it's there, a slow, steady rhythm, like a heartbeat, like the lantern itself is alive in some way you don't quite understand, but don't need to. And the longer you look at it, the more you feel your own heartbeat starting to match its rhythm. Slow, steady, calm, like the lantern is teaching you, showing you, reminding you what it feels like to be at peace. Your chest rises and falls, in time with the light, in time with the rain, in time with the garden itself. Everything is connected. Everything is synchronized. And you're part of it now. Part of this place, this moment, this quiet, glowing world that exists outside of everything else. It's the strangest feeling, but also the most natural. Like this is how things are supposed to be. Like this is what you've been missing without even knowing it. You straighten up slowly, take a breath, and keep walking. The path opens up ahead, gets wider. The trees pull back a little, creating more space, more room. And the moonlight here is even brighter. Not harsh, not blinding, but bright, almost daylight bright, but without any of the heat or intensity. It's soft, diffused, like it's filtering through layers and layers of silk, like the moon decided to be gentle tonight. And in the center of this wider space, there's a tree. Not just any tree, a massive tree, an ancient tree. The kind of tree that makes you stop and stare because you can't quite believe something so big, so old, so alive could even exist. Its trunk is enormous, so wide that it would take 10 people, maybe 15, holding hands in a circle to wrap around it. The bark is pale, silver white, smooth in some places, rough in others, and it glows, just like everything else here. Like the tree has been soaking up moonlight for centuries and now it's giving it back, sharing it, making sure you can see it, appreciate it, feel it. The branches stretch up and out, reaching toward the sky like they're trying to embrace it, to hold the moon itself. And maybe they are. Maybe that's their purpose, to reach, to hold, to connect the earth and the sky in this one perfect, impossible place. You walk toward the tree slowly, reverently, because this feels important, sacred, like you're approaching something holy, something that deserves respect and awe and quiet gratitude. As you get closer, you realize something. The rain here is different. It's not falling from the sky anymore. It's falling from the tree, from its leaves, from its branches, like the tree is weeping, like it's been holding this water, this light, this blessing, and now it's letting it go, giving it to you. You step beneath the canopy, and the rain here is warmer, softer. It lands on your face, your arms, your shoulders. Each drop is a gift, a kiss, a gentle touch that says, you're welcome here, you're safe here, you're loved here. And each drop feels like it's washing something away. Not dirt, not anything physical, but something deeper, older, heavier. The tension you've been carrying in your shoulders, the worry that's been sitting in your chest, the exhaustion that's been weighing on your bones. Drop by drop, it's all being washed away, dissolved, released into the earth where it can't hurt you anymore. You close your eyes, tilt your face up, and just let it happen. Let the tree's rain fall over you. Let it cleanse you, renew you, remind you what it feels like to be light, to be free, to be unburdened. After a while, you open your eyes and you see it. A bench, simple, wooden, at the base of the tree. It looks like it's been there forever, like it was carved from a fallen branch of this very tree and placed here for moments exactly like this. You walk over, sit down, and the wood is cool beneath you, smooth, worn by years of rain and sun and countless people who sat here before you, who rested here, who found peace here. You lean back against the trunk, and it's solid. So solid, unmoving, unyielding, like resting against a mountain, against the earth itself. It's the kind of solid that says, nothing will hurt you here. Nothing will move you. You're protected. You're held. You're safe. You sit there for a while, minutes, hours, you don't know. Time has stopped meaning anything. It's just now, this moment, this breath, this feeling of absolute, unshakable peace. And as you sit, you start to notice the sounds around you. Not just the rain, though, that's still there, constant and soothing, but other things, too. The rustle of leaves in the branches above. So soft, it's almost not a sound at all. Just a whisper, a sigh, the tree breathing, the distant trickle of water, a stream, maybe, or a river. Somewhere out there in the garden, beyond where you can see, moving slow and steady, patient and sure. The soft chirp of crickets, not loud, not jarring, just present, like they're part of the orchestra, like they know their role and they're playing it perfectly, singing you a lullaby, reminding you that you're not alone, that life is happening all around you, quiet and beautiful and perfect, Your breathing slows, even more than before. You didn't think it could go slower, but it does. In, out, in, out. Each breath fills you with something good, something pure. Cool air that smells like rain and earth and growing things. And each exhale lets something go. Something you don't need anymore. Something you've been holding on to without even realizing it. You're not thinking about tomorrow. You're not replaying today. You're not planning or worrying or analyzing or trying to figure anything out. You're just here, in this moment, under this tree, in this garden. And it's enough. More than enough. It's everything. After a long while, you open your eyes and you see something you didn't notice before. On the trunk of the tree, just above where you're sitting, there's a small carving, worn, faint, almost erased by time, but still there, still visible if you look closely enough. A single word, rest. You smile, because yeah, that's exactly what this place is. A place to rest, a place to let go, a place to remember that it's okay, more than okay, necessary, to just be still sometimes. You take one more deep breath, deep and full and slow, and then you stand. The tree's rain still falls gently around you, on you, through you. But now it feels different. Not like a welcome, like a goodbye. A soft, kind goodbye that says, you can come back whenever you need. That this place will always be here. That this peace will always be waiting. And you know you will come back. Maybe not physically, but in your mind, in your memory. Whenever things get hard or loud or overwhelming, you'll close your eyes and remember this tree, this rain, this feeling, and it'll help. It'll ground you. It'll remind you what's real. You step out from under the canopy, back onto the glowing path. The rain returns to its gentle drizzle, falling from the sky instead of the tree. And the garden continues to unfold before you. Patient, welcoming, endless. The path leads you deeper, always deeper. Not down, but in. Into the heart of something you can't quite name but can definitely feel. The air here is different again, thicker, heavier, not in a bad way, in the best way, like you've walked into a cloud made entirely of scent. Pure sweetness, pure calm. You realize what it is almost immediately. Jasmine, night-blooming jasmine. But it's not just a few scattered plants. Not just a vine or two climbing up a trellis. It's everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. The entire world around you has been taken over by jasmine. Vines climb the trees, wrapping around their trunks in spirals, reaching up toward the branches. They drape over stone walls you didn't even know were there. They cascade from arches overhead, hanging down like curtains made of leaves and flowers. They cover the ground in places, spreading out like a living carpet. And every single bloom is open, thousands of them, maybe tens of thousands. Tiny white flowers, each one no bigger than your thumbnail, glowing softly in the moonlight. Each one releasing its scent into the air, sharing it, offering it, creating this atmosphere that's so rich, so intense, so overwhelmingly beautiful that you have to stop for a moment just to take it in. The scent it's almost too much at first. Your senses are overloaded. Your brain can't quite process it. It's sweet, but not cloying. Floral, but not perfumey. Natural, pure, like the smell of home. Even though you've never smelled anything quite like this before. Like the smell of safety, of comfort, of everything good and right and peaceful in the world distilled into one perfect aroma. But then your body adjusts. Your nose gets used to it, and it becomes comforting, familiar. Like you've known this scent your whole life and just forgot about it until now. You walk slowly through this part of the garden, so slowly, because you don't want to rush. You don't want to miss anything. You want to take it all in, every petal, every leaf, every tiny detail that makes this place what it is. You let your fingers trail along the jasmine vines as you pass. The petals are soft, softer than anything you've touched before. Velvety, like touching clouds, like touching dreams. And when you touch them, they release even more of their scent. A little burst of sweetness that follows you as you walk. Like the flowers are sharing a secret with you. Like they're saying, here, take this, carry it with you, remember us. Up ahead you see something, a small alcove. A curved stone bench tucked beneath an arch that's completely covered in jasmine. Utterly and totally covered. You can't even see the stone underneath. Just flowers and vines and leaves, all glowing in the moonlight, all releasing their scent into the air. You make your way over, your footsteps silent, your breathing slow. Then you sit down on the bench. The moment you do, you feel it, surrounded, held, embraced. Like the garden itself has wrapped its arms around you, like you're sitting in the lap of something ancient and kind, something that has no agenda, no expectations, no demands, something that just wants you to rest, to be, to exist without trying or striving or proving anything. Above you, the jasmine flowers hang in clusters, so close you could reach up and touch them if you wanted, but you don't. You just sit there, looking up at them, watching the way they sway gently in a breeze that isn't quite a breeze, more like the garden breathing, inhaling, exhaling, living. The flowers move with it, back and forth, slow, hypnotic, and you find your own breath starting to match the rhythm, inhaling when they sway one way, exhaling when they sway back, synchronized, connected, part of the same living system. And as you sit there, breathing with the flowers, breathing with the garden, you start to understand something about jasmine, about why it blooms at night instead of during the day. During the day, the world is loud, busy, full of distractions and demands and noise. The sun is bright. The colors are vivid. Everything is competing for attention. Look at me. Notice me. Choose me. But at night, everything quiets down. The noise fades. The chaos settles. The world goes to sleep. And in that quiet, in that stillness, the jasmine can finally open, finally share its beauty, its scent, its gift. It doesn't need the sun to shine. It doesn't need to compete with other flowers for attention. It just blooms, quiet and confident, knowing that the right people, the ones who need it most, will find it. You're one of those people. You found it. And now, sitting here beneath this arch of jasmine, surrounded by its scent and its beauty and its quiet strength, you realize something else. Maybe you're allowed to bloom in the quiet too. Maybe you don't have to be loud. Don't have to be busy. Don't have to constantly prove yourself or fight for attention or push yourself beyond your limits just to be seen. Maybe it's okay to just be, to rest, to let yourself open up in the stillness, to share your gifts when you're ready, not when the world demands them. Maybe the quiet is where you belong. The rain continues its gentle fall. You can hear it landing on the jasmine leaves above you. A soft, steady rhythm. Tap, tap, tap. Like a heartbeat. Like a metronome. Like the garden reminding you to slow down, to match your pace to its pace, to let go of urgency and embrace patience. You close your eyes, and you let yourself sink deeper into the bench, deeper into the moment, deeper into this feeling of absolute, unshakable peace. And somewhere in the back of your mind, so far back it's almost not conscious, you think I could stay here forever, but you don't have to, because the garden isn't going anywhere. It'll be here tomorrow, and the next day, and the day after that, whenever you need it, whenever you need to remember what peace feels like, whenever you need to remember that you're allowed to rest. That rest isn't weakness. That stillness isn't failure. That being quiet doesn't mean being invisible. The garden will be here, waiting, patient, kind. For now, though, you're here, and that's all that matters. You sit there for a long time, or maybe just a few minutes. Time doesn't really mean much in the garden. It's more about the feeling than the minutes that pass. More about the depth of the peace than the length of the moment. And when you finally open your eyes again, you notice something new, something you didn't see before. There's a pathway, small, almost hidden, leading away from the alcove, deeper into the garden. It's lined with even more jasmine. The vines here are so thick they form a tunnel, an archway, a passage made entirely of flowers and leaves and sweetness. And the glow from the path is a little brighter here. Not harsh, not demanding, just inviting, like it's saying, come on, there's more. Don't stop now. Keep going. You're not done yet. You stand slowly, easily. No rush. Your body feels lighter than it has in years, maybe lighter than it's ever felt. Like you've shed layers and layers of exhaustion you didn't even know you were wearing. Like the garden's been peeling them off you, one by one, drop by drop, breath by breath. And now you're lighter, freer, more yourself than you've been in a long, long time. You take one last look at the alcove, at the arch of jasmine, at the bench where you sat and breathed and remembered what it felt like to just be. And you whisper a quiet thank you, not to anyone in particular, just to the garden, to the night, to the jasmine, to whatever force or power or mystery brought you here and gave you this gift. And then you step onto the new path, the one that leads deeper, the one that glows a little brighter, the one that promises more secrets, more wonders, more peace, ready to see what comes next. The path curves gently, a slow, meandering bend that feels intentional, purposeful, like the garden knows exactly where it's taking you and wants you to enjoy every step of the journey. The jasmine begins to thin out behind you, not disappearing completely, but receding, making room for something new, something different. The air shifts, changes, becomes cooler, fresher, less heavy with scent and more open, like you're approaching water, like the atmosphere itself is telling you that something clear, something pure, something still is waiting just ahead. You can hear it now. Water, not the rain, though that's still falling in its gentle, constant way, but something else, something deeper, more resonant. The kind of sound water makes when it's not moving, when it's just existing, present, waiting, a few more steps. and the jasmine tunnel opens up, the path widens, and you step into a clearing that takes your breath away. In the center of this space, surrounded by soft grass that glows faintly silver in the moonlight, there's a pool. Not large, maybe 20 feet across, maybe a bit more, but perfectly circular, perfectly still. The surface is like polished glass, so smooth, so undisturbed, that it doesn't even look like water at first. It looks like a portal, a window, a mirror reflecting not just the sky above, but something deeper, something eternal. The moonlight here is different too, brighter, more focused, like the moon has decided to pour all of its attention into this one spot. And it doesn't just fall on the pool, it pours into it, fills it. The water seems to glow from within, filled with this liquid silver light that pulses gently, slowly, like the pool itself is breathing, like it has a heartbeat. You walk closer, your footsteps silent on the soft grass surrounding the water. Each step releases a faint, sweet scent, crushed clover and dew-damp earth. The rain continues to fall around you, but lighter here, softer, like it's being respectful, like it knows this is a sacred place and it doesn't want to disturb it. As you approach the edge of the pool, you see your reflection staring back at you, but it's not quite you. I mean, it is. The features are yours, the shape is familiar, but there's something different about it, something softer, calmer, more at peace. Like you're looking at the version of yourself that exists when all the noise falls away, when all the pressure and expectations and endless to-do lists and worries and fears and doubts just disappear. This is who you are underneath all of that. The real you, the essential you, the you that's always been there, waiting patiently beneath the surface, hoping someday you'd remember it exists. And honestly, you look good, rested, calm, peaceful, like you've been sleeping well for years, like you've never known stress or anxiety or exhaustion, like this is what you were always meant to look like. You kneel down beside the pool. The grass is soft beneath your knees, cool, slightly damp from the rain, and you reach out, letting your fingertips brush the surface of the water. It's warm, not hot, not uncomfortable, just warm, warmer than you expected, like bath water that's been sitting for a while, like the earth's own heat rising up to meet you. And the moment you touch it, the exact instant your skin makes contact with the water, ripples spread out, perfect concentric circles, moving outward from the point where your fingers broke the surface. They move slowly, deliberately, like they're in no hurry to reach the edges of the pool, like they know they have all the time in the world. Your reflection distorts, breaks apart, reforms. The image of your face ripples and waves, becoming something abstract, something fluid. And then slowly, so slowly, the water settles, the ripples fade, and your reflection returns to clarity. There's something hypnotic about watching it, the way the ripples move outward, the way they fade, the way the stillness returns. It's like watching your thoughts, the way they arise in your mind, spread out, touch the edges of your consciousness, and then dissolve, leaving nothing but quiet behind. You sit down properly now, crossing your legs, getting comfortable on the grass, and you just watch. The rain continues its gentle fall around you. Each drop landing on the pool's surface creates its own tiny ripple, its own little moment of disturbance. But the water always settles, always returns to peace, always finds its way back to stillness. And you realize that's kinda how life works, isn't it? Things happen, ripples spread, the surface of your calm gets disturbed. But the disturbance doesn't last forever. It fades, it settles, and stillness returns. Always, every single time. You just have to let it. You just have to trust that the water knows how to be still, that your mind knows how to be quiet, that peace isn't something you have to create or force or earn. It's something that's always there, underneath everything else, waiting for the ripples to fade so it can show itself again. You watch the pool for a while, letting your mind wander, but in a good way. Not anxious wandering, not worried spinning, just gentle drifting, like a leaf floating downstream, going where the current takes it, not fighting, not resisting, just moving, flowing, being. Around the pool, there are stones, smooth, flat stones placed at intervals around the edge. They look deliberate, intentional, like someone knew people would come here to sit and think and watch and rest. And they wanted to make sure there was somewhere comfortable to do it. You shift slightly, leaning back on your hands, tilting your face up toward the moon. It's so bright tonight, brighter than you've ever seen it. And the light it casts doesn't feel cold or distant like moonlight sometimes does. It feels warm, protective, comforting, like the moon is watching over this garden, over you, making sure everything stays safe and peaceful. You close your eyes and you listen, really listen. Not just with your ears, but with your whole body, your whole being. The rain on the pool, tap, tap, tap. So steady, so reliable, like a clock that never rushes, never slows, just keeps perfect time. The distant rustle of leaves and trees you can't see, a soft whisper, a gentle sigh, the forest breathing, the soft whisper of the breeze moving through the grass. Not wind, not strong enough to be called wind, just movement, air shifting, the garden inhaling and exhaling, and underneath it all, silence, real, deep, profound silence. The kind that doesn't make you anxious or uncomfortable, the kind that doesn't feel empty, the kind that feels full, rich, alive. Like silence isn't the absence of sound, it's the presence of peace. Your breathing slows even more. You didn't think it could get slower, but it does. Each inhale is long and deep and slow, filling your lungs completely. Cool, clean air that smells like water and moonlight and growing things. And each exhale is even longer, releasing everything, letting go of things you didn't even know you were holding on to. Tension in your shoulders, tightness in your jaw, the weight in your chest that's been sitting there so long you forgot it wasn't supposed to be there. All of it released with each breath, drop by drop, moment by moment. You're not trying to control it. You're not trying to do anything. You're just here, present, aware, breathing, being. And somehow that's enough. More than enough. It's everything. Minutes pass, or maybe hours. You honestly can't tell anymore. And that's okay. Better than okay, because time doesn't matter here. The garden exists outside of clocks and schedules and deadlines and appointments. It moves at its own pace, which is really just your pace when you're finally allowed to slow down, when you're finally given permission to just stop. Eventually, you open your eyes again, and you notice something you didn't see before. On the far side of the pool, half hidden by tall reeds that grow in a cluster near the water's edge, there's a small stone statue. You can't quite make out what it is from here. The reeds are in the way. The angle is wrong. So you stand slowly, your body moving like it's underwater, smooth, easy, graceful, no rush. You walk around the edge of the pool, your footsteps silent, respectful, like you're in a temple, like this is holy ground, and you don't want to disturb it. As you get closer to the statue, the reeds part slightly, the moonlight shifts, and you see what it is. A heron, carved from pale stone that almost seems to glow in the moonlight. Long-necked, elegant, standing on one leg with its wings tucked close to its body, its other leg pulled up, hidden beneath its feathers, its head tilted slightly as if it's listening to something far away, or maybe looking at something beneath the water's surface. The detail is incredible. You can see individual feathers carved into the stone, the curve of its beak, the intelligent look in its eyes. Even though they're just carved indentations, whoever made the statue, they didn't just carve stone. They captured something, an essence, a spirit, the very idea of what a heron is. And herons are patient, aren't they? They stand so still, for so long, waiting, not in a tense, anxious way, not fidgeting or pacing or checking the time every few minutes, just waiting, standing in the water, perfectly balanced on one leg, not moving a muscle, knowing that the right moment will come, that the fish will swim by, that the opportunity will present itself. They don't rush, don't force, don't try to make things happen. They just wait and trust. Trust that the water knows what it's doing, that the fish will come, that patience, not urgency, is the key to getting what they need. You reach out and touch the statue. The stone is cool beneath your palm, smooth, worn by years, maybe decades, maybe centuries of rain and wind and gentle hands like yours. And standing there, hand on the heron's back, you feel something shift inside you. A recognition, a reminder, a truth you've known all along but somehow forgot. You don't have to chase everything. You don't have to force everything to happen right now. You don't have to rush and push and strive and exhaust yourself, trying to make the universe bend to your will. Some things, the best things, come when you're still, when you're patient, when you wait with trust instead of anxiety, when you stand in the water, balanced and calm, knowing that what you need will come to you in its own time. You take a deep breath, deep and full and slow. You let that truth settle into your bones, into your blood, into every cell of your body. Patience, trust, stillness, not laziness, not giving up, not passivity, but active, intentional, peaceful waiting, the kind of waiting that comes from confidence, from knowing, from trusting that the universe is on your side and things will unfold exactly as they're meant to. The rain picks up just slightly, not enough to drench you, not enough to be uncomfortable, just enough to remind you it's there. Each drop feels like a tiny blessing on your skin. Cool, gentle, kind. You give the heron statue one last pat, a silent thank you, an acknowledgement, a promise to remember this lesson, to carry it with you. And then you turn back toward the path. But before you leave, you take one more look at the reflecting pool. It's still now, completely, perfectly still. No ripples, no disturbances. Just pure mirror-like clarity. Your reflection stares back at you, and this time, you see it clearly, really clearly. Not distorted, not blurred. Just you, the real you, the peaceful you, the you that's allowed to rest. Allow it to be still. Allow to trust that everything is going to be okay. And you smile. Because yeah, that's you. And you're beautiful. You step back onto the glowing path, the stones warm beneath your feet, and the garden continues to lead you forward. Deeper. Always deeper into its heart. The path narrows again, gets quieter somehow. Even though the whole garden has been quiet, this feels different, more hushed, more reverent, like you're entering a part of the garden that's been here longer than the rest, a part that remembers things the other sections have forgotten. The landscape around you begins to change. The flowers here are different, older somehow, more primal, less decorative, and more essential. Like they're not here to be pretty. They're here because they've always been here. Because this is where they belong. Giant ferns rise up on either side of the path. And when I say giant, I mean massive, prehistoric. The kind of ferns you see in pictures of ancient forests from millions of years ago. Their fronds spread wide, each one as tall as you are, maybe taller. They create a canopy overhead, filtering the moonlight into soft, dappled patterns that dance on the ground as the fronds sway gently in the breeze. The air is thicker here, more humid, but not uncomfortable. It feels like being wrapped in a warm, damp blanket. Cozy, safe, like the garden is holding you, protecting you, making sure you're comfortable. You brush your hand against one of the fern fronds as you pass, and it's softer than you expected. So much softer, almost feathery, like touching a cloud, like touching something that's more air than matter. And when you touch it, it releases a scent. Earthy, green, ancient, like the smell of the forest floor after rain, like the smell of life itself, growth, decay, rebirth, the whole cycle contained in one breath. These ferns have been here a long time. Long before you, long before anyone. Long before this garden even existed in its current form. They're survivors, quiet, unassuming, but strong, so strong. They don't need much, just shade, water, time. And in return, they create this whole world beneath them. A microclimate, an ecosystem, a space where other plants can grow, where insects can thrive, where everything is connected and supported and held. You keep walking. The path here is covered in moss, bright green, impossibly soft moss that cushions every step. It's like walking on the plushest carpet you've ever felt. Better than carpet. Better than anything manufactured could ever be. Your feet sink into it just slightly with each step, and it springs back, resilient, forgiving, always ready for the next step, and the next, and the next. The rain is softer here too, like it's being filtered through all those fern fronds above you. By the time it reaches you, it's barely a mist, just a fine spray of cool moisture that clings to your skin, your hair, your clothes. Refreshing, gentle, perfect. You come to a small clearing, a break in the canopy where the moonlight pours down more directly. And in the center of this clearing, there's a cluster of tree ferns. Not the low, ground-hugging ferns you've been walking through. These are different, taller, 8-10 feet high, with trunks, actual trunks, covered in fibrous bark that looks rough but feels surprisingly soft when you touch it. And at the top of each trunk, a crown of fronds spreads out like a green umbrella, like a living sculpture, like nature showing off. You walk up to one of them, the largest one, the oldest looking one. And you place your palm against its trunk. It's rough under your hand, textured like tree bark, but different, softer, more yielding, and it's warm. Not hot, just warm, like it's alive, like it has its own heat, its own energy, and you can feel it, the life in it, the growth. Even now, in the middle of the night, in this timeless garden, this fern is growing, slowly, imperceptibly, but growing, reaching toward the sky, adding another layer, another ring, building itself up one molecule at a time. There's something humbling about standing next to something so old, so patient, so unhurried. This tree fern didn't rush to get here, didn't cut corners or take shortcuts. It grew slowly, year after year, decade after decade, maybe century after century, ring after ring, layer after layer, building itself up one moment at a time. And maybe that's okay. Maybe you don't have to do everything all at once either. Maybe it's okay to grow slowly, to take your time, to build yourself up one day, one breath, one moment at a time. Maybe fast isn't always better. Maybe urgency isn't always necessary. Maybe patience is its own kind of strength. You lean your forehead against the trunk, close your eyes, just feeling the connection, feeling the stillness, the ancient, unshakable presence of this living thing that's been here long before you and will be here long after. And in that moment, you feel held, supported, grounded, like the earth itself is reaching up through this fern to remind you that you're not alone, that you're part of something bigger, something older, something that's been unfolding for millennia and will continue long into the future. Your worries feel smaller here, not because they've disappeared, but because you've remembered perspective. You've remembered scale. You've remembered that the universe is vast and old and patient, and your problems, as real as they are, as important as they are, they're also temporary. They're also solvable. They're also just ripples on the surface of something much, much deeper. You stay there for a while, forehead against the tree fern, breathing in the earthy scent of moss and rain and growing things. And with each breath, you feel more grounded, more connected, more here. Eventually, you straighten up, give the tree fern a gentle pat, like you would an old friend, a wise teacher, something that's given you a gift without asking for anything in return. And then you continue down the path, deeper into the fern garden. The ferns grow thicker here, their fronds creating a tunnel of green that you walk through. The moonlight barely reaches you now, just tiny slivers of silver light breaking through the canopy overhead, scattered beams that catch dust particles in the air and make them glow like tiny stars. But you're not afraid. You're not lost. You trust the path. You trust the garden. You know it'll lead you where you need to go. And sure enough, up ahead, you see a faint glow. Not moonlight. Something else. Something warmer. Something that pulses and flickers and dances. Your curiosity is piqued. Not anxious curiosity. Not worried curiosity. Just gentle interest. A soft pull forward. You pick up your pace slightly. Not rushing. Just moving with a bit more intention. And as you emerge from the fern tunnel, you see what it is. Fireflies. Hundreds of them, maybe thousands, floating through the air like tiny stars that have fallen from the sky and decided to stay. Their light is soft, golden, warm, and they blink in and out of existence in this slow, hypnotic rhythm that feels almost musical, almost choreographed. You stop walking and you just watch, mesmerized. They don't fly in straight lines. They drift, wander, trace invisible paths through the air. Some fly high, some fly low, some circle around tree trunks, some weave between fern fronds. But they all move with the same unhurried grace, the same peaceful purpose. They're not going anywhere specific. They're just being, existing, glowing. And every time one blinks, every time its light turns on, burns bright for a moment, and then fades. It's like a tiny miracle, a little spark of magic in the darkness. A reminder that light exists, that beauty exists, that wonder is all around you if you just stop and look. You reach out your hand, palm up, fingers spread, and you wait. And after a moment, maybe 10 seconds, maybe 30, one of them lands on your palm. You can barely feel it. It weighs almost nothing, just the faintest tickle of tiny legs on your skin. But you can see it clearly. Its body, its wings, its light. The light pulses gently, on, off, like a heartbeat made visible, like the firefly is showing you its life force, sharing it with you. You hold perfectly still, barely breathing, not wanting to startle it, not wanting this moment to end. And then, after a long moment of connection, of shared peace, it lifts off. Its wings beat so fast they're just a blur, and it rejoins the others in their slow, aimless dance through the air. You watch it go, and you smile, because there's no music here, no orchestration, no conductor telling these fireflies where to fly or when to glow. But watching them feels like watching a ballet, graceful, unhurried, perfect in its imperfection. You sit down right there in the middle of the path, crossing your legs, tilting your head back, just letting yourself be surrounded by light, by life, by this quiet, glowing magic that doesn't ask anything of you, that doesn't need you to understand it or explain it or capture it. It just is. And you realize that's all you need to be too. You don't have to perform, don't have to achieve, don't have to prove anything to anyone. You can just be here, yourself, glowing softly in your own way, in your own time. The rain has stopped now, or maybe it hasn't. Maybe it's just so light you can't feel it anymore. Either way, the air is perfect. Cool, but not cold. Damp, but not uncomfortable. Just right. You lie back on the moss, stretching out fully, staring up at the canopy of ferns and the fireflies that dance between them. And you smile, because this right here, this is peace. This is what it feels like when you finally let go, when you finally stop fighting and just allow yourself to rest. Your eyes grow heavy, not from tiredness exactly, more from contentment, from the deep, bone-deep satisfaction of knowing that right now, in this moment, everything is exactly as it should be. You don't fall asleep, not yet, but you hover at the edge of it, that soft, fuzzy boundary between waking and dreaming, where everything feels possible and nothing feels urgent, where time stops meaning anything and all that exists is now. This breath, this moment, this feeling. And the fireflies keep dancing, and the rain keeps falling somewhere, and the garden keeps breathing around you, holding you, keeping you safe. After a while, you don't know how long, you sit up, slowly, moving like you're underwater, like gravity doesn't quite work the same way here. You take one last look at the fireflies, committing this moment to memory, knowing you'll carry it with you, knowing that whenever you need to remember what peace feels like, you can close your eyes and see them, these tiny lights, dancing, glowing, just being. Then you stand, brush the moss from your clothes, and follow the path forward, knowing that whatever comes next will be just as beautiful, just as peaceful, just as perfect. The ferns begin to thin out, gradually, gently, not disappearing all at once, but receding slowly, making room for something new. The tunnel of green opens up, the canopy lifts, and suddenly you can see sky again. And what a sky it is. The path opens up into something completely different. Something that makes you stop in your tracks, makes your breath catch, makes your heart skip a beat. A meadow, but not like any meadow you've ever seen, not even close. This meadow is vast, enormous, stretching out in all directions as far as you can see, covered in tall grasses that glow silver in the moonlight, and scattered throughout, thousands upon thousands of flowers, white ones mostly, some pale blue, some soft pink, all of them open, all of them glowing faintly, like they're made of moonlight itself. Like they're not reflecting the moon's light, but generating their own. The rain is back now. You can feel it on your skin again, gentle as ever, falling in soft sheets that shimmer as they pass through the moonbeams. And when the drops hit the flowers, they make this sound, this soft, musical tinkling, like wind chimes made of glass, like the meadow is singing, playing itself like an instrument. You step into the meadow, and immediately the grass brushes against your legs. It's cool, soft, almost silky, and it leaves behind that same faint, shimmering residue you noticed earlier in the garden, the glow that marks you as one of the garden's own. You're glowing now, more than before. The residue is built up, layer upon layer, until you're actually luminous, not bright, not shining like a spotlight, just softly radiant, like you're carrying moonlight in your skin. You walk slowly through the meadow, so slowly, letting your hands trail through the grasses, through the flowers, feeling the textures, the coolness, the life. And as you walk, you notice something. The flowers here, they're not just beautiful, they're peaceful, like they're radiating calm, spreading it out into the air around them like perfume, like their very presence is a balm, a comfort, a reminder that beauty exists, that gentleness exists, that not everything in the world is harsh or loud or demanding. You stop in the middle of the meadow, and you turn in a slow circle, taking it all in, the vast expanse of silver grass, the glowing flowers, the moon hanging low and full above you, so close it almost looks like you could reach up and touch it, the rain falling like a blessing. And you feel small, but not in a bad way, not in a diminished, insignificant, worthless way. Small in the way that reminds you you're part of something bigger, that the universe is vast and ancient and beautiful, and you get to be here. You get to experience this. You get to be part of this moment, this night, this impossible, beautiful, peaceful meadow. In the distance you see a hill, gentle, rolling, covered in the same silver grass. And something about it calls to you, draws you forward, makes you curious. So you start walking toward it, in no rush, just moving because it feels right, because the hill looks like a good place to sit, to think, to rest. The grass gets taller as you walk, waist high now, swaying gently in a breeze you can barely feel. The blades brush against your hands, your arms, your body as you push through. Not rough, not scratchy, just present, alive, moving with you. And the flowers here are different, larger than the ones near the edge of the meadow. Their petals are almost translucent. When the moonlight passes through them, they glow from within, like little lanterns, like the meadow is lighting your way. You reach the base of the hill, and you start to climb. It's not steep, just a gentle slope, an easy incline that your legs handle without effort. And with each step up, you feel yourself rising above the meadow, gaining perspective, seeing more. At the top of the hill, there's a single tree, not as massive as the one from earlier, not as ancient as the tree ferns, but perfect, absolutely perfect. Its branches spread wide, creating a canopy just large enough for one person to sit beneath. And at its base, the grass is worn down, flattened, like others have sat here before, like this is a place people come when they need to think, to breathe, to just be. You sit down beneath the tree, leaning back against its trunk, stretching your legs out in front of you. And from here, you can see the entire meadow. It stretches out below you like a sea, undulating gently in the breeze. The flowers glowing like stars that have fallen to earth and decided to stay. The rain is lighter up here, just a fine mist that clings to your skin, your hair, your clothes. Not uncomfortable, not cold, just there, present, gentle. You tilt your head back against the tree, and you close your eyes, and you listen. The rain, the rustle of grass, the distant sound of water, maybe a stream, maybe a river, somewhere out there in the garden. And underneath it all, silence. Deep, comforting, eternal. Your mind starts to wander, but you let it. You don't try to control it. Don't try to force it to be quiet or focus or stay on task. You just let the thoughts come, and then you let them go, like clouds passing across the sky. Some of them are heavy, old worries, old fears, things you've been carrying for so long they've become part of you. But up here, in this meadow, under this tree, they don't feel as heavy as they used to. They're just thoughts. And thoughts can't hurt you. Not really. Not unless you hold on to them. Not unless you believe them. Not unless you let them define you. So you let them pass, one by one, floating away like dandelion seeds on the wind. And with each one that drifts away, you feel lighter, freer. Your breathing deepens, slows. You're not thinking about breathing anymore. It's just happening. Automatic. Easy, natural. In, out, out. The rain, the grass, the silence. In, out, out. You're not asleep, but you're not quite awake either. You're in that in-between space. That soft, liminal place where the boundaries between dreaming and waking blur. Where everything feels possible and nothing feels urgent. Where time doesn't exist and all that matters is this moment, this breath, this feeling. Time passes. You don't know how much. You don't care. And then, slowly, you open your eyes. The meadow is still there, still glowing, still beautiful, but something has shifted. The moon has moved higher in the sky. Its light is even brighter now, even more silver, casting everything in this ethereal glow that makes the whole world look like a painting, like something too beautiful to be real. But it is real. You're here. This is happening. And you feel different, lighter, like you've shed something heavy you didn't even know you were carrying. You take a deep breath, deep and full and slow. and you smile because you know that this place, this feeling, it's not separate from you. It's in you. It's always been in you. The garden just helped you remember, helped you find your way back. You stand slowly, easily, savoring the feeling of your body moving. And you take one last look at the meadow from this vantage point, committing it to memory, knowing that you can come back here whenever you need, that this place, this feeling, will always be waiting for you. Then you start down the hill, moving with the same easy grace you felt since entering the garden. And the path appears again at the base of the hill, glowing softly, leading you onward. The garden isn't done with you yet. There's more to see, more to feel, more to experience, and you're ready. The path leads you away from the meadow, down from the hill, back into the embrace of trees and shadows and filtered moonlight. The landscape shifts once more, changes, transforms into something new. The air grows cooler, damper, not uncomfortable, just different, like you're approaching water again, but not still water this time. Move in water, live in water. You can hear it now, not just the rain, which continues its gentle, constant fall, but something else, something deeper, the sound of water flowing, a stream maybe, or a river. You can't tell yet, but it's close, and it's calling to you. The grass beneath your feet gives way to soft earth, rich, dark soil that smells like rain and growth and all the quiet, secret things that happen underground where no one can see. The smell of roots reaching down, of seeds waiting to sprout, of minerals and moisture and life in its most elemental form. And rising up on either side of the path, willow trees, not just a few, dozens of them, maybe hundreds. Their long trailing branches hang down like curtains, like veils, swaying gently in a breeze you can barely feel, brushing against the ground, creating these natural archways that you walk beneath. The willows here are old, ancient even. Their trunks are thick, gnarled, twisted by time and wind and rain into shapes that look almost deliberate, almost artistic, like each tree is a sculpture, a work of art that took centuries to complete. The bark is rough beneath your fingers when you reach out to touch it, covered in moss and lichen that glows faintly in the moonlight, green and silver and gold. And the branches are so long, they almost touch the water. You can now see glimmering between the trees. You follow the path, and it curves alongside a stream. The water here is crystal clear, so clear you can see everything. The smooth stones at the bottom, worn round by centuries of current. The tiny fish darting between them, their scales catching the moonlight and flashing silver. The way the water moves over and around obstacles, always flowing, always finding the path of least resistance. The sound of the stream is perfect, not too loud, not too soft, just this gentle, constant murmur that blends with the rain and creates this symphony of water, this endless, soothing, hypnotic song that makes everything else fade away. You stop walking, and you crouch down beside the stream, letting your fingers trail through the water. It's cool, refreshing, and it moves so gently over your hand. Not rushing, not urgent, just flowing, like it has all the time in the world, like it knows exactly where it's going and there's no need to hurry. You cup your hands, bring some water to your face, splash it on your cheeks, your forehead, your closed eyes. It's the coldest thing you felt in the garden so far, and it's exactly what you need. It wakes you up just slightly, just enough. Not enough to break the spell, not enough to disturb the peace, just enough to remind you that you're here, you're present, you're alive. You sit down properly on the bank of the stream, pulling your knees up to your chest, wrapping your arms around them, and you just watch. Watch the water flow. There's something meditative about it, something hypnotic, the way it moves. Always forward, never stopping, but never in a hurry either. It doesn't fight obstacles, doesn't try to force its way through. It just flows around them, adapts, adjusts, finds another way, and you think, maybe you could be more like that, more like water, flowing instead of forcing, adapting instead of resisting, trusting that if you just keep moving, keep flowing, you'll eventually get where you need to go. Maybe not on the timeline you expected, maybe not by the route you planned, but you'll get there. You will. The willow branches sway above you, and they make this sound, this soft, whispering sound, like they're talking to each other, sharing secrets in a language only they understand, a language made of rustles and creaks and the gentle friction of leaf against leaf. You close your eyes, and you listen, really listen. And even though you can't understand the words, even though there might not be words at all, you can feel the meaning, the emotion, the message beneath the sound. It's a feeling of acceptance, of letting go, of surrendering to the flow of life instead of constantly trying to control it. The willows are telling you, gently, kindly, without judgment, that it's okay to bend, it's okay to sway, it's okay to move with the wind instead of standing rigid against it. Strength doesn't always mean being hard. Sometimes it means being flexible, resilient, willing to adapt. The rain picks up just slightly, and it creates ripples on the surface of the stream, tiny circles spreading out, overlapping, creating patterns that are beautiful in their randomness, in their chaos, in their complete lack of plan or purpose or meaning beyond just being. You open your eyes and you watch the patterns form and dissolve and form again. And you realize that's kind of what thoughts are like. They arise in your mind like raindrops on water, spread out, overlap, create patterns, and then they fade, dissolve, make room for new ones. It's endless, but it doesn't have to be overwhelming. You don't have to engage with every thought. You don't have to analyze it or solve it or make it mean something. You can just watch. Let them come and go, like ripples on water, like clouds in the sky. Present for a moment, then gone. Your breathing has found a rhythm, slow, deep, effortless. Each inhale brings in the cool, damp air that smells like water and willow and rain. And each exhale releases something, some small piece of tension you didn't even know you were holding. You're not thinking about anything specific anymore. Your mind has gone quiet, not empty, but spacious, like there's room in there now. Room to breathe, room to move, room to just be. A bird calls somewhere in the distance, soft, melodic, the kind of call that doesn't demand attention but offers it, freely, gently, and it echoes through the willows, bouncing from trunk to trunk, from branch to branch, until it fades into silence. You smile at the sound, because it feels like a gift, a little reminder that you're not alone. The life is happening all around you, quiet, beautiful, perfect in its own way. You stay there by the stream for a while, or maybe just a few minutes. Time has stopped meaning anything. You're just here, present, at peace. Eventually you stand, slowly, your body moving with that same underwater grace you felt throughout the garden. That same smooth, easy fluidity that comes from being completely, utterly relaxed. You take one last look at the stream, at the willows, at the way the moonlight filters through the branches and creates patterns of light and shadow on the water, like lace, like art, like something too beautiful to be real but somehow is. And then you turn back to the path. Keep walking. The willows accompany you for a while. Their branches brush against your arms, your shoulders, your hair, like they're saying goodbye, like they're wishing you well, like they know you have to leave, but they want you to remember them, to carry them with you. And you will. You'll remember the stream, the whisper of the branches, the feeling of water on your skin, the lesson about flowing instead of forcing. You'll carry it all with you. And then the willows thin out. The path opens up. And you can feel it, sense it, know it without seeing it yet. You're getting close. Close to something important. Something central. Something that's been pulling you forward this whole time. The heart of the garden is near. You've been walking for a while now, or maybe no time at all. It's hard to say. But you can feel it. The change in the air, the shift in the energy, the way the garden itself seems to be holding its breath, waiting, anticipating. Something's different here. The air is thicker, warmer, not hot, not uncomfortable, just different. Like you've walked from one climate into another without noticing the transition. And there's a glow up ahead, not the cool silver of moonlight. Something else, something golden, something warm and inviting and ancient. The path curves one more time, a final bend, and then it opens up. And what you see takes your breath away. Literally, you actually gasp, actually stop in your tracks, actually feel your heart skip a beat. This is it, the heart of the garden. In the center of a large, circular clearing, there's a fountain, but calling it a fountain feels inadequate, too simple, too mundane. This is more than that, so much more. It's big, maybe 10 feet across at the base, maybe more, made of a white stone that seems to glow from within, not reflecting light, generating it, like the stone itself is luminous, like it's been holding light for centuries and now it's releasing it, sharing it. Water flows from the top, cascading down in gentle sheets, layer after layer after layer, each one catching the light, creating rainbows, creating sparkles, creating this mesmerizing display that's impossible to look away from. And the sound it makes, it's not loud, not crashing or splashing or demanding. It's soft, constant, soothing, like the sound of rain on a roof, like the sound of waves on a distant shore, like the heartbeat of the earth itself. But it's not just the fountain, it's everything around it. The clearing is perfectly circular, and all around the edges, there are flowers, every kind of flower you've seen in the garden so far, and some you haven't. They're all here. Jasmine, roses, lilies, orchids, the translucent glass-like flowers from the entrance, the glowing meadow flowers, even ferns, all of them growing together in this perfect, harmonious circle, this living mandala. And the light here is different from anywhere else in the garden. It's not just the moon anymore. There are lanterns, hundreds of them, maybe thousands, hanging from the trees that surround the clearing, each one glowing with that same soft, golden light you saw on the pathways, like captured starlight, like bottled sunshine. The effect is breathtaking. The clearing is bathed in this warm, gentle glow that makes everything feel safe, protected, sacred, like you've walked into a temple, like this is holy ground. You walk slowly toward the fountain, your footsteps silent on the soft grass, each step deliberate, reverent, because this feels important. This feels like the moment you've been moving toward all night. The destination, the purpose, the reason. As you get closer, you see something. Words carved into the base of the fountain. Old words, worn smooth by time and water, and who knows how many hands have traced them over the years, but still legible, still clear. You kneel down, and you read them. Here, all are welcome. Here, all may rest. Simple words, but they hit you. Hard, right in the chest, right in the heart. Because that's exactly what this place is. A sanctuary, a refuge, a place where you're allowed to stop running, stop striving, stop pretending you have it all together. Here you can just be. Tired, imperfect, beautifully, wonderfully, gloriously human you. You reach out, touch the fountain, and the water flowing over your hand is warm. Not hot, not uncomfortable, just warm. Warm enough to feel like comfort, like home, like safety made liquid. You sit down on the edge of the fountain. The stone is smooth beneath you, cool, solid. And you look around the clearing, really taking it in, really seeing it. The flowers, so many flowers, all different, all unique, but all growing together, harmoniously, peacefully, each one adding something to the whole. The lanterns, glowing steadily, patiently, never flickering, never fading, just shining. The trees standing guard at the edges, tall, strong, protective, making sure nothing disturbs this space, nothing intrudes on this peace. And the moon hanging above it all, witnessing, blessing, illuminating. This is the center, the core, the place where everything in the garden emanates from, the source, the origin, the heart. And sitting here, surrounded by all this beauty, all this peace, all this gentle, loving energy, you realize something. This place, this feeling, it's not separate from you. It's not something outside yourself that you have to come to. It's not dependent on being in this garden or under this moon or surrounded by these flowers. It's in you. It's always been in you. The peace, the calm, the stillness, the safety. It's yours. It belongs to you. The garden didn't create it. The garden just helped you remember it. Helped you find your way back into something you'd lost. Or maybe something you never knew you had. You close your eyes, place your hand over your heart, and you feel it beating. Slow, steady, strong. You're alive. You're here. And that's enough. That's more than enough. That's everything. And the rain has stopped now. Or maybe it hasn't. Maybe you just can't feel it anymore. Maybe you're so deeply at peace, so completely present, that the boundary between you and the world around you is dissolved. You're part of the garden, and the garden is part of you. You breathe in, and the air fills your lungs completely. Every cell, every space. You breathe out, and you let go of everything you don't need, everything that doesn't serve you, everything that's been weighing you down. In, out, in, out. The fountain flows, the lanterns glow, the flowers bloom, and you sit there at the heart of the garden, at the heart of yourself. And you rest, really, truly rest. Not the kind of rest that comes from exhaustion, the kind that comes from peace, from knowing deep in your bones that you're exactly where you're supposed to be, that everything is exactly as it should be, that you're safe, you're held, you're loved. Time stops, or maybe it keeps going. You can't tell. Doesn't matter. You're held, you're safe, you're home. And in this moment, in this perfect, endless, eternal moment, you're free. The fountain's water continues its gentle cascade, and you feel each drop like a heartbeat, like a breath, like the garden itself is alive and breathing with you. Your chest rises and falls in perfect time with the water's rhythm. And everything feels connected. Everything feels whole. You open your eyes slowly, and the golden light seems even warmer now, even softer, like it's wrapping around you, through you, becoming part of you. And you understand now. You understand that this place, this peace, this feeling is not something you found outside yourself. It was always here, always waiting. You just needed to remember how to come home to it. You take one more breath, deep and full and perfect, and you smile, because you know you can carry this with you, this stillness, this calm, this unshakable sense that everything is exactly as it should be. Eventually, and you don't know when, you stand. The clearing is still there, still glowing, still beautiful, but something has shifted. Not in the garden, in you. You feel different, lighter, clearer, like you've left something heavy behind, like you've remembered something important that you'd forgotten, like you found something precious that you didn't even know you'd lost. You take one last look at the fountain, at the heart of the garden, and you whisper a quiet thank you, not to anyone in particular, just thank you to the garden, to the night, to the moon, to whatever force or power or mystery brought you here and gave you this gift. And then you turn toward the path. It's still there, still glowing softly, leading back the way you came. Or maybe not the same way, maybe a different way. It doesn't matter. You trust it. You start walking, and the clearing falls away behind you. The golden lanterns fade into the distance, and the cool silver moonlight returns, washing over you like a blessing, like a welcome, like the garden saying it's okay to leave. We'll be here when you need us again. The path takes you through parts of the garden you haven't seen before. Or maybe you have. Maybe you're just seeing them differently now, with new eyes, clear eyes, eyes that have been washed clean by rain and moonlight and peace. You pass through a grove of cherry trees, their blossoms glowing pale pink in the moonlight, petals drifting down like snow, like confetti, like the garden is celebrating you, honoring you, sending you off with beauty. You catch one of the petals on your palm, and it's soft, delicate, perfect. You hold it for a moment, looking at it, really seeing it, the veins in the petal, the way the moonlight makes it almost translucent, the way it's so fragile and yet so beautiful. And then you let it go. Open your hand and watch it float away on the breeze. Because that's what you do with beautiful things. You appreciate them, honor them, and then you let them go. You don't try to hold on. Don't try to keep them forever. You just let them be what they are, for as long as they're meant to be. You keep walking. The path winds through more gardens, more spaces, each one beautiful in its own way. You pass by a pond covered in lily pads, their flowers closed now, sleeping, resting until the sun returns. But that's okay. Everything needs rest. Even flowers. Even you. You pass beneath an archway, covered in climbing roses. Their scent so sweet it makes you dizzy for a moment. But a good dizzy. The kind that makes you smile. The kind that makes you grateful to be alive. To have senses. To be able to experience beauty like this. And with each step, you feel yourself getting closer to the edge of the garden, closer to the gate where you first entered, and part of you doesn't want to leave, wants to stay here forever, wrapped in this peace, this calm, this safety. But another part of you knows you can't stay, not forever. You have a life waiting for you, people who need you, things you want to do, dreams you want to chase, a world you want to be part of. But that's okay, because the garden isn't going anywhere. It'll be here tomorrow, and the next day, and every day after that, whenever you need it, whenever you need to remember what peace feels like, whenever you need to come home to yourself. The gate will appear, the path will be waiting, and the garden will welcome you back. The path leads you through one final tunnel of trees, their branches intertwined overhead, creating a canopy of leaves that whispers in the breeze. And then, there it is, the gate, the same iron gate you walked through when you first arrived. The vines still glow faintly, the jasmine still blooms, but it looks different now. Or maybe you're seeing it differently, with gratitude instead of curiosity, with understanding instead of wonder. You stop in front of it, and you place your hand on the cool metal, the same metal you touched hours ago, or maybe just minutes ago. Time doesn't work the same way here, and you feel it. Gratitude. Deep, overwhelming, all-consuming gratitude for this place, for this experience, for this gift. You take a deep breath, one last breath of the garden's air, cool and sweet and perfect, and you step through the gate. On the other side, the forest is waiting, the same forest you walked through at the beginning, but it feels different now, or maybe you feel different. The trees lean in close, like they're welcoming you back, like they're proud of you for making the journey, for finding the garden, for letting yourself rest. You walk through the forest, your footsteps soft on the carpet of leaves, and the moonlight follows you, lighting your way, making sure you're safe, making sure you don't get lost. And as you walk, you notice something, the glow on your skin, the faint shimmer the garden left on you. It's still there, fading slowly, but still there, still visible. You're carrying a piece of the garden with you, in your skin, in your breath, in your heart, in your memory. You'll carry it back to your life, back to your world. And whenever things get hard, whenever you feel overwhelmed or lost or tired, you'll close your eyes and remember the jasmine, the reflecting pool, the ferns, the meadow, the willows, the fountain at the heart of it all. Remember that peace is real, that rest is possible, that you deserve both. The forest begins to thin, and you can see the edge up ahead, the place where the garden's world ends and yours begins. You take one last look back, but the gate is gone, hidden again, waiting for the next person who needs it, for the next tired soul who's ready to remember what peace feels like. You smile, and then you step out of the forest, And just like that, you're back in your room, your bed, your life. But you're different, softer, calmer, more at peace. The garden is still with you, in your breath, in your heartbeat, in the quiet spaces between your thoughts. It'll always be with you now. Whenever you need it, whenever you need to remember what it feels like to truly rest, just close your eyes. The gate will be there. The path will be waiting. And the garden will welcome you home. For tonight, though, let yourself drift. Let the rain, still falling somewhere in your memory, lull you deeper. Let the jasmine and the moonlight and the soft whisper of willow branches carry you into sleep. You're safe. You're held. You're exactly where you need to be. Rest now. Deep, peaceful, restorative rest. The kind that heals. The kind that renews. The kind that reminds you that you're worthy of gentleness, of care, of peace. Let it all go. The worries, the stress, the endless thinking. Let it all fade like the last light of a lantern going out for the night. You've walked through the garden. You've found its heart. And now you can sleep. Really sleep. The rain continues somewhere in the distance, soft and steady. The jasmine scent lingers in the air around you, sweet and comforting. And the moonlight stays with you, even as your eyes grow heavy, even as your breathing slows, even as you drift deeper and deeper into rest. You're safe here, in this space between waking and dreaming, in this soft and gentle place where nothing can hurt you, where nothing demands anything of you, where you can finally let go. Your body sinks into the softness beneath you. Every muscle releases. Every worry dissolves. And all that's left is peace. Pure, unshakable peace. The garden is still there, just behind your closed eyes, waiting. Always waiting. And you know in your bones that whenever you need it, you can return. The path will always appear. The gate will always open. And the garden will always welcome you home. But for now, for this perfect quiet now, you rest. Deep, peaceful, complete rest. And for now, I'll let the story fade with the rain. I'm Tyler James, and this is Lantern Lane Lullabies. I'll meet you again in the next story. Good night,